And it looks like we are live. But are we though? Whoops. Okay. All right. It looks like we're live. Hello, hello, hello. Hi. Hi, Miss Linda. Hello, Miss Sue. Trying to make sure this looks good on our end. So look good on your end. Can you guys see me? Can you guys see me? Still says upcoming. Oh, nope, it says live. Yay! Hello, hello. All right, we are here. We are here. Yay. Whoops, that's not it. I barely touch this thing and it changes. That happens to me all the time. All right. Good deal. There we are. Hi, guys. How's everybody? Miss Cheryl does not have any internet, so she is not going to be joining us tonight. So no Cheryl tonight. All right there. No Cheryl tonight. Sad. Sad, sad. She thinks that they're building a new complex in her area, a new apartment complex, and she thinks that's maybe what's going on with her internet. So that might be the situation there, but we do definitely know that she does not have any internet. We did double check with her just a little bit ago. She texted me this morning. I think it was yesterday. I said they had received a notice that that their internet might be going out, and no wonder I can't feel my heating pad. It fell on the floor. They said that they might have no internet yesterday or today, and she said it went out this morning. So I just it's bad over there. But so, and then she texted me and said that they definitely weren't going to have it. So, hello, Amy. Hi, Bridget. Thanks for popping in. Okay. I think we're set. Hello. So, how is everybody's Sunday going? Are you guys having a quiet day, a busy day? I set up the next Sunday because I was checking out my schedule. And the Sunday after next, I'll be working 2 shows at the theater. Hi, Denise. I'll be working 2 shows at the theater. So I won't be home in the evening. But I was looking when I was setting up the one for next week, and I got to thinking maybe we'll try 5:30 again. That way it's not so late for the East Coast people. And I know it's so cold. Because a lot of times I am sitting here just waiting for it to be time to start. So we'll see. We'll try next week and see how it goes. Oh, you had a 7-year-old helping you decorate. I bet that was fun. I bet. Did you have to redecorate after the 7-year-old was gone? Yeah. We are not. So far, no decorating. I am still working hard trying to get orders done. I am actually got more done today than I was expecting to. Oh, good. He did a good job. Excellent. Yeah, Mr. put a wreath out on the front door. I walked right past it and didn't even notice it. And I think Miss Morgan did notice it, but I did not. Oh my goodness. I just started yawning a couple of minutes ago. But I finished, of course, all of the holiday bags are out and mailed, and almost everybody has them. Miss Linda's has not received hers yet. And I was a little bit sad because hers was in the very first group that went out, and I was very sad that hers didn't get there yet, and neither did Amber's, and neither did oh gosh, I can't think of her name, down in Texas. She's often here on Sunday nights, and hers was the very first one that I mailed, and it didn't get there yet. Nope, I didn't expect yours would get there, Sue, because yours was one of the last ones to go out. But and yours didn't have as far to go either as now. Linda's is all the way to Georgia. Yeah, Pinky Jeans didn't get there yet either, and I thought it would have got there. Amy, you got yours. That's good. And Carrie, the Yearny Elephant, she came and visited the shop yesterday. So her and I'm so bad, I can't remember her boyfriend's name. The two of them, and they brought their puppy, and they came and visited the shop yesterday, and they hung out for a couple of hours, and we had a nice visit. It was super busy in the shop yesterday, so I didn't get to sit and visit with them, but we did get to hang out and visit. But so she picked hers up, so she has hers, and I met a friend of theirs, Michelle. They FaceTimed with her, so I was working on an order for Michelle, and I had to make a couple of bags. So I was sewing those bags today. That's what I was trying to get done today, was to get those bags sewn. And I have another big order to do. I also have to get the squares out in the mail. They're sitting right there. So I think I'll be able to get that done tomorrow. But I was thinking my next big order was going to take me longer than it is, but I've got them half cut out already. I have the you've got your main fabric, and then you've got your background fabric. Well, I've got all the main fabrics cut out. I have to go through and pick out background fabric. And sometimes the background fabric is just, oh, this is what you're going to use, simple. And sometimes the background fabric, you really have to dig and find something that works just right. But Dana is doing, I don't remember what she calls it. She's doing a big giveaway when she gets home. And I have told her that I was going to donate one of the bags for that. And when I was cutting out fabric today, I had some Grinch fabric. And I thought, oh, this would be a fun one to donate for that. So I cut out extra for a Grinch bag to donate for that. So I want to have that done, because I don't know what day she's doing that. And in fact, I don't think she knows either. It's just whatever day works out. So I want to have that bag ready to go. And then I have a couple that I want to give for Christmas presents. So I probably still have upwards of in the neighborhood of a dozen that need to be done. So Amy, today was the first. Did you open your first item today? A knowing but lovable older sister warned you to expect 2 packages, but you're not allowed to open till Christmas. Well, that makes sense for me. So she's shooting for next Friday the 6th. Why does that sound like I have something? I already have things. Oh, yeah, that's right. And I'm working at the shop that night. So I'll have to have her live on in the background. We've got the tree lighting ceremony at the shop. The neighborhood that we are in has a great big tree lighting thing going on. The Christmas tree is across the street from us. It's kind of it's not a park. It's a big paper mill, but they've got a great big grassy area out front, and there's a huge tree out there that is sort of the tree of that belongs, is the community tree. And so that's the tree that they light. So I'm working that night. That's this Friday night. Boy, I got a lot of things on my list. I need to update. Oh, I do. I have that and I have that. I guess I have all my dates on there. Okay. What time is that show? Oh. Okay. Because I was just thinking, because I've got four shifts that I'm working at the college, but 2 of them are in one day. That's why the 15th I won't be here for this. Okay. Oh my goodness, Amy. Well, you can't tell anybody. And I know that's what Amber's going to do when she gets hers too. Because she always does. As soon as she gets something, she opens it up. Friday 6. Okay, I'm going to have to. Well, right in here you could tell people. But I know you won't. Are you pleased with it? No clues. You could tell what you got for the first. No, poor Linda. Hers isn't going to get there till Tuesday. Not till Tuesday. That really irritates me because it said when I sent them out, everybody should have got there by today. Because that was a whole week. That was annoying. I mean, I was hustling and working so hard to get those out last Saturday so that they would get there. And there was a couple of them that it had me send to hold it back and send it through the mail. So, and it was going to get there sooner, but those were for people that lived closer. I can't remember. Susan. There was somebody named Susan that lives in Washington State, and she got hers in just a couple of days. But it actually had me hold it, and I didn't send it out until Monday, and she got hers by Wednesday. Yeah, I guess next year one of the questions on the questionnaire needs to be, what's your address? Because I had to hold one for a couple of days till I got somebody's address. It never even occurred to me that I didn't have all the addresses. What a dork I am. Oh, she said she opened all of her gifts. I did not have anything to eat in there. I wanted to put some little cookies or something in there, but I was worried about. There's Miss Pinky Jean. We were just talking about you. I was worried about, like, even with little cookies or something, I was worried they'd get all broken up or something with all the little things that were in there. So no, there is not little cookies or chocolates or anything like that in there. I did want to. I thought about that, but I couldn't figure out a way of getting it in there without them getting ruined. Miss Pinky Jean, I was just telling everybody that your holiday bag was the very, very first one that I mailed out, and you still, according to my list, according to my thing, that you have not received it. Yeah, it says, I was just looking at, because Linda hasn't gotten hers, you haven't gotten yours, and Amber has not received hers. And your guys's were the very first ones that I mailed out. But everybody else has received theirs. The tracking thingy says that you should get them on Tuesday. And that makes me so angry because I mailed those over a week ago. But yeah, Linda contacted me today and said she hadn't gotten hers yet. So I went through the list to look and see, and the three of you had not received them yet. And yeah, and that's what it kind of sounded like, that maybe that was part of the problem. And of course, Linda lives all the way to Georgia. But when I did the thingy, it said it would be, all of them said they would be there by the 1st. And so it was very, very annoying that it didn't make it. Junk food aisle, yeah. Yeah, I picked up Mr. some, those chocolate cherries that'll only come out at Christmas time. I got him some of those. I don't really like those. He does, and I got him the dark chocolates. So he really likes those. I don't care for them. But I am really sorry, Pinky Jean. I am so sorry because that really, really made me mad. Because when I picked that thing on there, it said it would be there. But it said it would be there by today. I tried. Oh, Bridget, if you could have seen me last week, oh my Lord. When everything was said and done, I had over 600 items that I was wrapping, and I was still making things on those last couple of days. And then I messed up on one thing, and I had to remake it. So, yeah. The wreck slowed me down because I couldn't work on it as much. I couldn't work on things as much as I wanted to. It limited the amount of hours I could work on things. But it just makes me so angry because I worked so hard to get that stuff out on time, and then for the postage, and then the mail services, they charge so much for that stuff. And now they're charging, that extra fee because it's during the holidays, and they still don't get it to you when it says it's going to. Yeah, I don't like those chocolate covered cherries. I just think they're icky. Yeah, I don't like cherries at all. I like to suck out the goo that's around the cherry. I'll do that. I'll suck that out and eat the chocolate, but not the cherry part. Who was it? Oh, my old hairdresser a million years ago. She used to make them from scratch and give us, like a plate of them. And those were good. Those were good. But when you make those, do you use like the maraschino cherries? Is that the cherries that you use in the center? See, I don't care for those either. So, yep, that's what these are. That's what these are. I bought them a box. And I got Morgan some, they're just kisses, but they were Grinch. They were Grinch kisses. They had the covers on them. So I thought that would be, I thought that was fun. Oh, goodness. So we're still doing PT 3 times a week. So we're getting there. We're getting there. And they're still saying about 2 to 2.5 more weeks to get my car back. So I still don't have a vehicle. But we think we got Mr.'s truck running this weekend. Him and the grandson worked on his truck. So it seems to be working right now. So that's good. We had a fun thing at the shop this weekend. Oh, Pinky. I have those cookies now. The salted caramel shortbread cookies. I have them. So I met with the cookie lady, and we had an event at the store. Oh, there's something on my back. It's like pinching my back. It's weird. We had a thing at the shop. It was like on Small Business Saturday. And what we did was we connected with some people and got some different vendors in there. And we had such a good time. So we had the cookie lady in there, And so I have made arrangements with her now so I can sell her stuff in the shop. And so we've got that all set up and ready to go. So now I do have some. I've got, and I was thinking of you when I made sure that I got some of those salted caramel cookies. And in fact, I've got some. Do I still have some? Well, I only ended up with two that I brought home. They may be gone already. Um, but if not, I'll grab them and show them to you. Um, and then we had a lady who makes dog treats, and they're all human food quality dog treats. There's no preservatives or anything in them, and the ones that we got were pumpkin flavored. So I know they've got pumpkin and applesauce and things like that in it. And so we've got bags of dog treats. And another lady had made like little dog coats. Oh, they were adorable. And in fact, Carrie bought one for her dog because she had brought her dog into the store. And I'm like, oh, wait do you see these little coats? And so she bought one for her dog, and it fit her perfect. And it was so cute. Absolutely adorable. And so we had a really, really good day on Saturday. We had a lot of people come in, a lot of new people that hadn't been in before, and a lot of old friends came in to visit. And so it was a really good day. So we have decided we're going to go ahead and do that once a month and try to connect with different people. Some of the same people and some different people. We're going to carry the dog treats and the cookies all the time, but try to have some of the other stuff in there, kind of rotating. So once a month, probably maybe like the first Saturday of the month, something like that. We're going to do that in there and highlight some different vendors in there. So I think that's going to be a really good thing to do. But so yeah, so the cookies, we're going to have all the different kinds of cookies. And this time I know there was, let me think, what did we have? The regular pink frosting cookie, and we've got that the salted caramel shortbread, and there is a chocolate with a mint frosting, like a peppermint frosting, and there's a snickerdoodle, and there is a gingerbread. I'm trying to think what else. But the cookies they're $2.50 a piece plus shipping, and they are fabulous, absolutely fabulous. So really, really yummo. Hello, Miss Stellar. So that's yeah, that's something we can get down to you. And I have bought cookies from some of those fancy dancy cookie stores where they charge $5, $6, $7 a piece, and these are just as good, if not better. If not better. Oh, just hunky dory. Just hunky dory. Doing my exercises and doing my physical therapy and all the things. I'll be glad when I get my car back. That's what's been the biggest um, difficulty, is not having my car. I'll be glad when I get that back. It is amazing how much we rely on our vehicles, isn't it? Man, I think he's outside. I think I hear him out dinking around in the garage. He's always out there doing something. The chickens aren't happy. It's getting cold, and the one still doesn't have hardly any feathers. She's still, I don't know if she's molting or if she molted after the other ones or just didn't get her feathers back as quickly. But oh, I know. I love her snickerdoodle. And her cookies are about this big around. They're not little tiny things. They're nice big cookies. Um yeah, they're nice big cookies. Delicious. I did not try. I wanted to try one of those chocolate ones with the mint frosting. It's like a chocolate peppermint cookie basically. But one of the knitting girls did try one, and I got to smell it. Oh, smelled fabulous, and she said it was really good. So PT wears me out. Yeah, PT wears me out. It absolutely does. I like it though when they massage me some, and then they put this like wet moist heat thing on it, and then hook it up to this kind of vibrating thingy. Oh, so good. I'll tell you what though, Stellar, I have mailed things up to Canada. I mailed a 2 pound package up there one time a couple of years ago. 2 pounds of cookies, as a matter of fact, and it cost me over $50. So we'd have to send you a pretty little package for it to be. Although, I'll tell you what, we could do. Um, when we come up for the cruise, I could probably bring you some then, because we're going to meet, aren't we? Aren't we meeting? I think we're meeting the day of the day that we go into Victoria, right? Isn't that the plan? That we're going to meet at that one place for and have tea. That one, let me look at that place. Just a minute. Just a minute. How come you can't drive, Sue? Oh, because of your vision. I was thinking it was because you were not from the US, but it's because of your vision. Whoops, that didn't do me any good. I've typed in NCL and it took me to my messages. 50% off all cruises. Woohoo! Unlimited open bar. Miss Morgan drove me to work Saturday and we got all the way there and I didn't have the key to the shop. Luckily, she had hers. I got to make sure and get it back to her. How come? Oh, he's doing PT because of his back, right? Right, Jean? Oh my gosh, only 132 days till we go. Yeah, so it's Victoria on April 18th. Victoria on April 18th. And we're going to meet at the Empress Hotel. Oh my. Ooh, 18-day Fiji, Bora Bora, and Brisbane. That sounds like fun. Oh boy, you're telling me. I wouldn't know what to do without her. So they've switched this cruise around a little bit. So we leave Seattle, then we got a sea day. Then we're going to Juneau, Skagway, Glacier Bay, Ketchikan, Victoria, and back to Seattle. I like more sea days, but it is what it is. So there's that. Yeah, I want to keep her around forever, never, never. You're probably right, Sue. It doesn't take much to drive better than a lot of the people out there. It doesn't take much. Yeah, she drove me to work and took the stuff in for me, and we didn't have a class this Saturday because we were having that vendor event. So we decided, and with Thanksgiving, we just decided to have a week and not do a class. But, and then she had the day off too. In fact, she's out hanging around with her boyfriend today, right now. Are you in here? When you come back, would you grab me that little brown bag of cookies from Cookie Gin? I just want to show them to him. So, yeah, so she's out hanging out with her boyfriend. She went and did some Christmas shopping today. She had one of those use it or lose it vacation days. So,
just so you know, you're colorblind.
oh, it's a blue bag. Usually they're brown. I forgot the little ones are blue. So here's some of these cookies. Okay, so this is a snickerdoodle. That's the snickerdoodle. And this is the salted caramel shortbread. They're the squares. What else is in here? Oh, this is a gingerbread crinkle. I love these. These are so yummy. There's another gingerbread, and oh, and there's one of the frosted pink cookies. These are, this one is probably her, I think, well, this one was her bestseller until she started doing this salted caramel. And I think the reason these ones sell so well, she cuts these up and has little samples, and everybody that takes a sample ends up buying some. But this is my all-time favorite, is the snickerdoodle. But I do like a pink cookie. I do. Yeah, see, I didn't even end up with any of the chocolate peppermint ones. Darn it. Darn it, darn it, darn it. So, yeah, if anybody's interested, let me know. And I can, yours will be fresh, of course. These are not. You'll get fresh ones, and I can, what I do is I'll freeze them, and then I will find out how because she does mail them out, and I'll find out how she wraps them and mails them out when she mails them out, and we'll get those sent out to you. And we can, we can send out as many as just a couple or a couple dozen, whatever you want. Whatever you want. She does a lot of things for, yeah, I know, Sue. Tell me about it. She does a lot of them for like teacher appreciation baskets, and a lot of gift baskets for what am I trying to say? For work, not work events, but corporate event type things. A lot of that kind of stuff. But, and then she'll have, like, she's got this one lady that likes those pink ones. And every time she does a craft fair somewhere, the lady will just come and buy them all the pink ones. And she's told that lady before, if you want them, just let me know and I'll make you a dozen or 2 dozen or whatever. And she's like, oh, okay. And she won't contact her. She just shows up at the event and buys them all. And then she doesn't have any for other people. So she tries to make more, and then the lady won't show up to that event. It's tricky. It's tricky. So, but they are pretty darn good. They are pretty darn good. She used to make, she does a triple peanut butter one. Triple peanut. But it's got 3 different kinds of, it's like a peanut butter cookie with peanut butter something and anyways, 3 different kinds of, is it, boy, I don't even remember now, but that's a really good one too. And chocolate peanut butter. She was a chocolate peanut butter one. I don't know how well that one would travel. But it's very good. It's very good. And then she used to make a Rice Krispie bar, a peanut butter Rice Krispie bar. Oh, I don't like Rice Krispie bars. That peanut butter Rice Krispie bar, man, I could not get enough of that one. Couldn't get enough of it. So yummy. But they're fun. And she's always coming up with different flavors. Miss Cheryl does not have internet. They gave her a notice in the mail. And I think she said that they're constructing a new development kind of near where she is. And so it knocked out their internet. So no internet for them tonight. No internet for them. But next week. She'll be back next week. She'll be back. So what's everybody working on? Oh, I know. The last I heard from Dana, I talked to her for a few minutes on Saturday. Just about 10 or 15 minutes on Saturday. And she was getting excited to get towards home. She's headed this direction. I want to say she was headed towards, well, let's see where she is. She was headed towards this part of the state, but she was still on the coast. Let's see if I can see where she's at. Oh, she's by a Costco. In what state are we in? Oh, she's in Utah. So she's getting close to home. Getting close to home. She's in Utah. Cool beans. Yeah, that's not what they do, though, is it? Is it, Sue? They never give you a discount when you're out. 2 full days, though, they might give them a little something. They might give them a little something. Yeah, I don't know if she'll have time to stop anywhere. I doubt it. It's so sad, she gets so close to us and yet so close yet so far away. Oh, wow, 50 hats. Good job, Linda. That's a lot of hats. The only thing I'm working on right now is that shawl. And I actually crocheted on it a little bit yesterday. Was that yesterday, I think? I think it was yesterday. Not at the shop. But in the evening when I got home, I did. Yeah, I got a couple rows done there. So it's coming along. Coming along. Yeah, the problem is she never knows where she's going to be at any given minute. That's why you got to come down to the Ernie Social. Or join us on the... There's still... I mean, you can still join us on the cruise. Three hats and 2 scarves. That's a lot. Well, that's... doesn't even seem... When you're just going up to Alaska, it doesn't even seem like big water because you're just right so close to the edge the whole time. It's not like you're going out into the big water. Not like you're crossing over to England. Hugging the coast the whole way. It can get a little bit rocky that one day, though. I fully expect it to be. It can be a little rough that one day. But with that big of a ship, you hardly... Sometimes, I mean, you barely notice it's even moving. I got to check out some of those deadlines we've got coming up, though. I'm going to do that when we get done here tonight. Are any of my my other sailors with us tonight? I don't think so. I don't think there's anybody else that's sailing with us that's on here tonight. Miss Deb's not on here. And Lori's not on here. Is anybody else playing Lori's bingo? I'm getting really close to a bingo. If she calls the right thing next week, I could win it. Oh, man, I'm beat. It was a long week. I got a busy week ahead of me, too. Busy couple weeks. Hats and scarves. I got to go over to the shop tomorrow, and one of the gals that dropped off a bunch of stuff, she was at work, so she couldn't come and pick it up. So she's coming tomorrow. She's going to meet me tomorrow and pick things up, and that's fine because I got kind of a mess over there that I've just been moving things around and not putting stuff away. So I'm going to do that while I wait for her. Oh, would you get me some more? There's an open can in the fridge. Bass Strait. Yeah, that's the problem is you go across those rough areas. And there is, when you're going up to Alaska, there is a rough stretch. There's a rough patch. But when you're in the big boats, you just don't hardly notice it. We've gone across from Alaska over to Hawaii, and now there's some open sea. We went out of, do you remember?
We went out of LA.
That first time out of LA, that was bad. That was the worst. That was the roughest cruise we ever took, was out of LA
Long Beach.
over to Hawaii. And it was a fluke storm. And it was really rough. It was, the waves were so high, they were splashing up like
40
two
feet high.
floors up
The swells.
past the swales. It
40
was
feet.
high. Yeah.
I remember.
2 floors up past the pool deck. But it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. And when we got to Hawaii, Hawaii was closed when we got there. Everything was shut down. Major storm. The palm trees were sideways. You couldn't go on the beach. You couldn't go in the water. You couldn't do anything.
Yeah, red tide.
It was completely, everything was rained out. You could not go in the water. The beaches were closed because they had a brown out, if you know what I mean. It was not safe. So that was our first experience with
Those
Hawaii.
sewers had flooded into the ocean.
And so that was bad. And that was the first time we were on a ship that was rough. And even then, it wasn't horrible. But
14-day.
usually when you go on to a cruise and you have a little rough sea, it's like one day. That's bad. Mr. never gets sick on a cruise.
Unless I have
And
COVID.
he has, even that ship he didn't get sick on. I did. I got sick that time.
Bouncing off walls. I couldn't
And
stand
then
up.
couldn't stand up, but he didn't get sick. And then not seasick. And then when we go up to, a hurricane, they will definitely reroute you. Absolutely. And then, Pinky Jean, why aren't you going on this cruise with us? And then, I prepare for the one bad day when we go to Alaska. When they start putting out the puke bags everywhere, I wear the C-band wristbands. I'll take my meclizine, and I just prepare for it. And then I'm usually fine. I'm usually okay. Yeah, I understand. We lucked out. I'll tell you what, we lucked out. Because even my travel agent said she couldn't get us as good a deal as I got when I first registered. And every time they have a sale, I call to make sure, because that's one thing you can do with cruises. And every time there's a sale, you call and say, hey, is this a better deal? Is this a better deal? The first time I called, they actually took, I think, $75 off. But usually it's like the last time I called, it's even with the sale, is like $1,000 more than what I originally got our room for. So
Less, not more.
no, the sale is more than what we paid for our room. The current sale prices are more than we paid for our room. So we got a really good deal but that's also, the trick is you either get them really, really, really early or last minute. And they consider last minute about 60 to 90 days beforehand. So 60 to 90 days beforehand, check out, and you'll probably get this same exact cruise somewhere in the neighborhood of $1,000. So be on the lookout. Oh, Yeah. But it's like anything else. They're only going to show you the worst of the worst. You ride in a car and there's a lot of horrific car accidents, but one out of every 15,000. Yeah. There's usually a few straggler rooms, Amy. It's the one thing I do not like, and I will not do, but that's because I'm me. Usually the last minute cruises, it's going to be, what do they call it? I don't remember the term they use, but they are, you pick the category you want. And a lot of times the balconies are sold out. And we always we have an inside cabin. That's what we always get. It's because they're cheaper, and we're fine with that. I mean, because we're not hanging out in there. We're in there to sleep, and so we have an inside cabin, and but typically when you're getting down to what they consider the last minute cruises, you're getting a category that they pick your room, and that can be fine, but it can be problematic. When they pick your room, it's going to be the less desirable rooms. Now, we have been in a room where we chose, not realizing, and I'm usually pretty darn good about picking what's going on around me. And a lot of people don't like rooms like near elevators. I like to be near the elevator because that's where a lot of people are coming and going. That doesn't bother me too much, but we typically get a room near an elevator. But what we don't want is, I don't want to be under where the nightclub is, because they're going till 3 or 4 in the morning. No, thank you. I don't want to be under the kitchen because they're busy really early in the morning. Now, the last cruise, I don't know if it's the last cruise, one of the last couple of cruises we were on, we ended up under a kitchen, but it under a restaurant, and it didn't really show up like that on the plan. And in fact, on the plan, it looked like we were under the kids, where the kids go, the kids hang out. And I thought, okay, well, they're not going to be doing much there during the night, so it'll be fine. Well, it ended up we were under one of the restaurants. And in fact, during the night, I was getting ready for bed one night. Pinky, I was putting on one of my face masks that you had given me, had my face mask all on, and I was just hanging out in my room, and I had my face mask on, and I'm laying in my bed watching TV, and all of a sudden I feel this drip, 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 and the ceiling was leaking. There was a leak from the restaurant above us. And so like 10 o'clock at night, they had to come in, and they didn't believe me when I called them. And so we had to call them, and then the guy came, your room guy, and he came, and he's like, oh crap. And then he called the real people, and all of a sudden they had to pack our stuff up and quick move us to a different room while they tore everything up and fixed it. And the next day we were back in our room. So when you get, and here I am with this junk all over my face. I completely forgot about it. I was just like,
And that was a balcony room.
Yeah, that was a balcony room.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Balconies have their good
That
points,
was,
and they have
yeah.
their bad points.
Oh, interesting.
Or,
So they, I was surprised. Our
interior rooms we've been getting lately are set up for wheelchairs, and they're huge.
So they, but they made quick service of getting us out of there so they could, because the bed was getting all wet. I was trying to keep the bedding from getting all wet, and I don't remember if we had a bucket or something that we put in there, but yeah, they wanted to move us and get us out of there quick. But yeah, generally speaking, those are going to be the least expensive rooms as an interior. And again, I don't remember the terminology they use, but they choose the room. And they're usually fine. It's just you just don't know exactly where it's going to be. But
when we went with your family, they were just down the hallway from us.
Mm-hmm.
And there were lots and lots of noises from all that. The elevator was quiet compared to the other things that were going on.
So we've never really had. Now my daughter, one time, she was in a room where it was near the anchor, and the anchor going up and down was horrifically noisy, and they ended up getting moved into a different area. That was really, really bad. And but we've never really had any kind of a problem like that. So
a couple of ships had laundries that we could go to. Mm-hmm.
This ship does not have a laundry, but for one week, Carnival ships have laundry. MSC does not, or Norwegian does not. But for 1 week, it's no big deal. When we've been on 14-day cruises without a laundry, that can be a little tricky. That can be a little tricky. I mean, they have the laundry where you give it to them, like their dry cleaning, where they pay, but it's expensive. I just wash out my delicates in the sink,
like we all used to.
But yeah, it's getting right down to it. I got to start looking at because you can do things like picking your
nose.
Will you behave?
Okay.
Picking your signing up for the shows and things like that. You do ahead of time. I think it's 90 days though, but I want to get in there and look. I've got it marked on my calendar. And then, because you don't want to miss those kind of deadlines. I like the shows. And start looking at excursions. We don't do a lot of excursions. For one thing, they're very expensive, but I did see some excursions. Well, for one thing, like I was saying, the high tea at in Victoria, I'm definitely doing that one. Because that's something I've always wanted to do. And it's something they're doing special for the cruise ships, because normally I don't even get out. In fact, I've never gotten off the ship in Victoria, because you're only there for such a short amount of time, couple of hours. In fact, it's, I want to say 8:00 at night. And normally we're just all getting packed up in the room, ready to go. And because you get off the ship the next morning. But when I saw this thing for the tea at that fancy hotel, I'm like, I'm doing that. Come on. It always takes forever for this thing to load. Anytime I load this. And I just had it open. There. I'll just go to the one that was already open. Ha! Oh, nope. It's making me do it again. Stay logged in, but that doesn't do any good. Nope. We're back to waiting. Waiting and waiting and waiting. There we go. Okay, 132 days. Let's look at this itinerary. You go over there, you come over here. Summary? Nope. Summary is what I was on. Explore and plan. Explore and plan. Victoria. The Empress Experience. It's 2 hours. Spend a delightful evening enjoying. Oh, I lost it. Enjoying the quintessential Victorian tradition of tea and savory treats, but with an alluring twist. At the Fairmount Empress, an iconic hotel that has graced the shores of the Inner Harbor since 1908. Over the years, a who's who of royalty, dignitaries, and celebrities have enjoyed afternoon tea at the Empress. But this after-hours affair is quite different, as their signature Empress tea will be served iced, not hot, noting special alcoholic cocktails are available for purchase. The culinary offerings will be equally memorable, as they will include a warm white cheddar and chive biscuit, mushroom pate, tapioca violet mousse.
Crumpets.
Afterwards, you will have free time to enjoy the harbor, including the domed Parliament buildings, which dominate the skyline, in the evening when it will be beautifully illuminated. That just sounds fabulous. Fabulous, fabulous. So I'm going to be doing that one. There are a couple of other things that you can do, but as soon as I saw that on here, I'm like, I'm definitely doing that one. I don't know if this tells you. I know, right? Scones and... Okay, because you get there at 8 o'clock at night. So you know you're not there very long. And like I said, we've never gotten off the ship because you don't get there till 8 o'clock at night. And I've always figured, and that's the night you have to pack up your room, get all of your stuff put away and ready to go, because in the morning you get off the ship. So we've always just done all that stuff. And I've never even considered getting off the ship that day. But I figure I'll do this. And you have to have your suitcases sitting outside your room, normally by like 7 o'clock at night. And so by then, I'm usually just in my jammies, and I'll have to have clothes that I can wear out and about. But I guess it could be the same clothes that I'm going to wear the next morning to get off the ship. Because that's one thing. You got to make sure that you leave something to wear off the ship. And then my jammies that I'll wear to bed.
And your carry-on that you leave the ship with.
And put them in my put my jammies in my carry-on. Let's see. Oh, because we're driving back. So we're not flying. So we don't have that limitation. I had to stop and think for a second. I always have to stop and think how we're getting from A to B, because that does make a difference. And this is a little bigger ship than we've done the last couple of times. Normally the ships we go on have about 2,000 people, 2,000 guests, but this one's going to have about 4,000. So it's a little bit bigger. This is about the same size ship that we were on when we came out of the last time we came out of Miami. So that was a little bit bigger ship too.
Okay.
I know I love scones, Sue. I love scones.
And I do not.
So I know we're going to do, I know I'm doing that. I don't know if anybody else is going to do that with me. I'm doing that. And there's a lumberjack show that we're probably going to do.
Yeah.
And so far, that's the only two things that we really have kind of planned. I got to go through the list again and see what's available. There's a really cool train ride. It's called the White. What do you remember? White Rail Express or something?
White something.
White something.
Mountain, White Mountain.
But it's a very long ride. Yeah, no. I've had that. I've had him do that stuff before. It is not pretty, Sue. But what I do is, I mean, it's only a week for one thing. And I kind of keep things packed as I go along. And because it's Alaska, you kind of aren't changing as much as if it were in warm weather, and you're getting, you know how you're hot and you're sweaty and you want fresh things all the time. It's not like that as much in Alaska, where, you know, you take a couple pairs of jeans and a couple of sweatshirts, and you don't have to dress for dinner. And unless you go to an excursion where you kind of get, you know, a little mucky, then, you know, maybe you need to change. But really, you can get away with wearing the same thing a few days up there. And I tend to wear like a t-shirt with a sweatshirt over the top of it, because I'm cold all the time. So.
And a sweater, and then you leave my jacket.
Yeah, I lost his good jacket up there, so I'll never hear the end of it. It wasn't his jacket. It was the liner of it. It was one of those jackets where it had a liner, an inner coat, and then an outer coat. Well, I wore the inner coat all over the ship because I'm cold all the time, and I took it off and I left it in a chair. So we still have the coat part, but not the inside part. So he just has to wear like a zip up hoodie inside of it. And then the shell is still fine. Yeah, it's a tea party. That's what it's like, Linda. I've let him do the packing before. I've let him do his own packing before. And we ended up on a cruise and he didn't have any pants. That went well. He had the one pair of long pants he had on and no other pants. But like 12 pairs of shorts that didn't fit him. So no, he's not allowed to do the packing. And it is cold on the water. And it's very, very cold. It's very, very cold up there. And you spend a lot of time out on the deck looking at the beautiful water and all of that kind of stuff. So you do have to dress warm, and you do have to dress in layers. And it could be 70 degrees, it could be 40 degrees. You just don't know what it's going to be like when you get up there. Some of the areas it rains all the time. So, yeah, we're starting to get excited, though. But I finished my one hat that I made for up there. Now I got to make one for Morgan. She wants a whale hat. So, yummy scones. I do love scones. And sometimes the ships have high tea also. I can't remember if we had it there or if it was one of the other ships. I'll have to look. I'll have to go on there. I know, I'm excited too, Sue. I can't wait. Well, I have got my hair all tangled up in this thing. They turn that down. Yeah, me too. I was just thinking the same thing, Pinky. I'm so glad that you joined us. I was just saying I'm gonna start half an hour earlier next week to see if it makes it a little easier for those of you guys that are a little bit later time frame, because I know it's hard on Linda too. And for right now anyway, I think I'm okay starting it a little bit earlier. I know everything I own has hair tangled up in it. Everything I make, everything I work on. But this particular thing, I really don't want it tangled up in it. So. Yeah, so we'll do that for sure next week. I've got it scheduled for my time, 5:30. And so good night. And we're heading on. We are a little over an hour, and I'm going to try and keep these closer to an hour to make it easier on everybody. That's going to make it easier on me as well. So earlier is greater. And I can't remember. I know there was a reason we pushed it back, and I'm sure it was my schedule. Maker's Mark. Yeah, definitely Maker's Mark. And of course, with summertime, it was harder to do things because we were all busy with stuff. And a lot of times I do afternoon shows at the theater, and then trying to hurry home and get this going is trickier. But at least for now, we're going to try this next week. We're going to try 5:30. So I'm going to go ahead, since we're at an hour and 15. I think we're going to go ahead and say goodnight. And like I said, I'm trying to keep these a little bit shorter. It's easier on my back and stuff. Oh gosh. And I guess I won't see you guys tomorrow. I'm doing something tomorrow anyway. I can't remember what it is. I've got so much. If you guys could see my calendar, it's absolutely ridiculous. But this is December, you guys. It's December. Can you even believe it? Even believe it. Oh, I know what I have to do. I've got to go to the shop and meet that lady. So, yeah. So I got to check my to-do list and see what I need to do. I do have some things to do on my to-do list. And then I've got physical therapy first thing in the morning, and we're going to get this day going. And I am going to talk to you guys soon. I might even get a couple of videos made. Wouldn't that be a shocker? Every time I think, okay, I'm going to get this done, something comes up. But I really want to. I've got several things lined up that I want to do videos on, and I just have not been able to get them done. But I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much for popping in tonight. I wish that you all had your bags and was starting to enjoy them. And I'm so sorry that they haven't got there yet. I thought a week was more than enough time for those to get to you. And I apologize for that. But Linda, let me know as soon as you get it. And same with you, Pinky. And we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye. Good night.